guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm Michelle.
And for those of you that are new here, welcome to our channel. My name is Jessie.
And we are Momsoncrime. On this channel, we talk about true crime, all things paranormal and creepy. And today, Jessie has a story for us. What are we talking about today, Mama?
Yeah, so today we have a gruesome story. But before we get to the story, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you guys want to hear more true crime and paranormal stories. So we are going to talk about a real life cannibal. So we just want to put it out there. Viewer discretion is advised because it's going to be very gruesome. It's going to be graphic, and some of the words are going to be a little uncomfortable. So just a disclaimer out there.
This is for mature audiences only.
Yes.
You're a kid, shut it off now.
Yeah. Check out our other videos instead if you guys are very squeamish. So this is a story about Armin Meiwas. He was born December 1st, 1961 in Essen, West Germany. So this happened in Germany. And so a little history about Armin Meiwas. He was a computer repair technician, and he was born into an affluent family. He was thought of as a person who led an ordinary life. He mowed his neighbor's lawn, hosted dinner parties. You know, he was pretty normal for somebody that turned out to be how he did. But his family, his dad left the family when he was quite young and was left under the supervision of his very, very strict mother. They also said he had half siblings, but I think he's the one that stayed with the mom and the siblings left already. His mother was very domineering, berating him loudly in public and living with him until her death. And she was also accompanying him on dates and even going along on troop outings in the early 1900s. Yeah, when he joined the army. So he joined the army, and sometimes they would have like outings and stuff, and his mom would go along and tag along and just go. And I think I remember one time he went sailing with some friends, and he had to lie to his mom and said, I have to do some army duty, or I'm going to be deployed or something. But really, he went sailing. So his mom is very, I don't know, kind of possessive and just very strict. And I don't know why she wouldn't just let him be, you know?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Meiwas claimed that such treatment led him to create an imaginary brother named Frankie who listened to him. Because I guess growing up, he was kind of odd already. I don't know if the mom had something to do with, you know, like his odd behavior, personality. But at a very young age, he started fantasizing about eating his friends. So he said he feels like, well, I don't know, maybe because his dad left. So he said that he felt like if he ate his friends or if he ate somebody, then they can live within him, or they will always be with him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So if he consumes like someone, then that person is going to be with him. So,
I'm going to say his mom and her like helicopter mom ways and always being with him helped contribute to that like separation anxiety. I don't want anybody to leave me.
Yeah.
Craziness, you know?
I think so. So, yeah. I don't know. It was just odd.
Woo.
But after the death of his mother in 1999, he was left with the family's large mansion house. So it's this very old, big house. So he constructed a shrine to her in the house, complete with plastic mannequin that he would lay on a pillow each night. So I don't know if the death of his mom triggered more odd behavior or whatever.
He
So
definitely
when his
didn't have like coping mechanisms for being alone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So when his mom passed away, I guess he felt, oh, I have freedom, but at the same time, I don't have anyone else. You know, he was very lonely because for what, at least 30 years of his life, his mom has always been there.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's after the mom passed away, that's when he developed an interest in internet adult sites, particularly torture and pain. That's what he was Googling and researching and watching. He liked torture and pain. So that's when he came across a chat room about cannibalism. So he would go to necrobabes.com, and then there's this website. It's the famous website called the Cannibal Cafe. So he would meet people in there. They would chat and be like, oh, you know, they're all fantasizing about cannibalism. So he would put out an ad out there and be like, you know, I'm looking for somebody young, willing to be eaten by me. So, you know, he got a few response and replies and stuff, but for these people, it's solely just fantasy. Like they didn't meet up with him or they didn't, you know, really go through with it. It was just fantasy, just a chat fantasy.
Is it like fantasy? Like, is it like a kink? Like, is it like a, it is like cannibalism?
I think so.
I
think so. I think that's what it is, you know. So people go in there and just fantasize. And I think I was reading or watching some videos on YouTube where other people would be like, hey, I'm a 5'5" female, voluptuous, you know, this and that. You guys can bite into my breasts or my thighs or something. So for other people, well, most people, it's just a fantasy, and then people would respond and this and that. Mm-hmm. But for Mavis, he wants it to be a reality. Oh. So
we're not judging, to each his own, right?
Right, to each to own, I guess, until
it gets real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, you know, and then he came across this one Yahoo group called Gay Cannibal, and that's where he met Bernd Brandes. So Brandes was a 43-year-old engineer from Berlin. He answered his ad, and this is what they talked about.
Cater 99, hello, and traffic is, hi Cater, what do you do professionally that you're up so late at night? Cater 99, I can't sleep well anymore because of our meeting. And traffic is, that's a sensible reason. Yesterday, I was incredibly tired. It was a stressful day. Cater 99, I'm in telecommunications. And traffic is, oh, that sounds interesting. Cater 99, I believe you. And traffic is, I'm looking forward to our meeting. It will definitely be really cool. Cater 99, I want it to be. I hope it'll be really cool. Are you setting an alarm clock? And traffic is, it's only a few days until March 9th. Cater 99, still, I would have rather met you yesterday and felt your teeth. And traffic is, one can't have everything. There's still some time before you really feel my teeth. Cater 99, I hardly know what to expect. Have you slaughtered a man before? And traffic is, unfortunately, only in my dreams, but in my thoughts, I do it every night. Cater 99, so I'm the first you have eaten human flesh before or you haven't? And traffic is, no, you don't exactly find it in the supermarket, unfortunately. Cater 99, how do you know if it will taste good to you or the blood won't make you sick? And traffic is, I'm readying myself in my dreams. Once I was so excited, I grabbed a needle and drew my own blood so I could drink it. Cater 99, in your blood, it tasted good to you? And traffic is, it was quite tasty. Once I was drilling some holes and the drill slipped right into my hand. That was a real treat. Blood is the juice of life. It contains everything a person needs for nutrition. Cater 99, then I hope you won't wilt, that you can really see it through without a problem. And traffic is, to bite into your penis will certainly not be easy. Living flesh is somewhat more resistant than fried, but one thing is certain, our dream will be fulfilled. Cater 99, but there's so much in it as there is in muscle. And traffic is, yeah, but the penis is principally a spongy material filled with blood. Cater 99, for both our sakes, I hope that's true. I hope you have also already thought about what's to be done with the rest. Fulfilling the dream shouldn't become a nightmare for you. No one will know where I've disappeared to. And traffic is, after you're dead, I'll take you out and expertly carve you up, except for a pair of knees and some fleshy trash. Skin, cartilage, tendons, there won't be much of you left. Cater 99, there will be a good bit, like the knees. I hope you have a good hiding place for them. And traffic is, I'll dry out the knees and grind them up soon after. Cater 99, okay, they're good as fertilizer. I heard that once. I see you've thought about it. Good. Sounds like I'm the first. And traffic is, and you won't be the last, hopefully. I've already considered catching a young person from the street, but I would rather kill only those who want to be killed. Cater 99, that also doesn't sound bad, but yeah, seeing as it's not so totally legal, this is, in my eyes, better than yanking somebody directly off the street. And traffic is, exactly. I'd do it if it were legal.
Huh. Interesting.
So it's pretty graphic. Yeah.
Ugh.
It's like it seemed like they had it all planned out, like what they're gonna do yeah. And during their chat, like it sounded like Brandes is the one that's more excited, you know, like, oh, I want to feel your teeth. And just,
but like it was for real for him. Like he wanted to be eaten. It wasn't like part of the kink, like the fantasy, like I want to feel your teeth. Like he understood that he was going to get eaten and he was going to die.
Yeah. Like he said, that they're going to meet up. They have they've set up a date to meet up. That's why he's like, do you have your alarm clock set? Like,
what? That's like he wanted to die. He wanted to be eaten. It wasn't fantasy. Like, oh, I just want to feel your teeth on me and like nibble on my skin a little bit. Like he for real wanted him to. He wanted
to be eaten. Mm-hmm. And he's even asking him like, oh yeah, what are you gonna do with the remaining parts? And he was even saying like, oh yeah, if you grind my niece or something, it's gonna be good as like use it as a fertilizer.
So, okay, like, are these, like, I don't know, like, where's the line between, like, this is, like, kink and it's, like, a fantasy, and then, like, I have homicidal thoughts, and I want to, like, kill people from eating them?
I don't know, but...
You know what I mean? Like, there's a line there. There's clearly a line between, like, fantasy and, like, this is make-believe, and then there's, like, homicidal thoughts where I want to kill somebody and eat them. You know what I mean?
But like, apparently for these two, there was no line.
You go from fantasy to like Dahmer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Oh yeah.
I don't mean to laugh. I don't know why I'm laughing. It's just, I don't know.
It's just very uncomfortable, you know, like the details and like the story and stuff. Like it is very sad and like super gruesome, but at the same time, it's like,
I don't know. Yeah.
So, all right. So on March 9th, like they talked about 2001, they met up at a train station and then they drove home. So Brandes, as soon as they got to Mavis's house, Brandes went straight to the living room and he got undressed and said, "Your dinner. I'm offering you the chance to eat me alive." So on an interview, Mavis even said he looked good. He had a sporty figure, as I imagined.
Oh my goodness.
So after they had intercourse in the living room, they went upstairs and they filmed the whole thing. So Brandes, he swallowed 20 sleeping pills and half a bottle of schnapps before Meiwas cut off his
No way. Was he awake? Was he awake?
At this time, well,
Probably
so
not,
in
right?
some interviews, they said that after watching the video, because they recorded the whole thing, so Meiwas would cut off like a limb or like a body part or something, and Brandes would be screaming and screaming for pain. And then after like, I don't know, a few minutes or something, he would stop and be like, "All right, it's good now.
What?
It doesn't hurt anymore."
What?
And they said that after watching the videotape, like Brandes, he was willing. Like he actually not liked it, but he agreed to it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
No way.
It's crazy. So after Mavis cut off his male private part, he fried it for both of them to eat as they agreed. But I guess the male private part is, very hard, or like it wasn't really, it was hard to bite or something. So they said that Meiwas decided to just give it to his dog.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And they weren't able to consume the private part, and also because Brandes was bleeding heavily already. So he took him in the bathtub, and that's where he was bleeding. And Meiwas read a Star Trek novel for, I think, 3 hours while Brandes was bleeding to death.
What?
Yeah. It's crazy. So to end his agony, Meiwas stabbed him in the neck after kissing him first, so that, like he wouldn't be in pain anymore. And then after he killed him, he chopped Brandes into pieces and put several bits of him in the freezer and buried the skull and internal organs in the garden. And for months, he consumed Brandes, and the investigators even said that he liked to eat his victim with potatoes and red wine. And he did that for months.
That's like Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
That's Hannibal. Oh
Yep.
my gosh, no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
It's so gruesome. So he would like have a meat supply from this one human being and just cook it up, the meat, and just eat it. And I think after a few months, almost a year, he devoured him. So in July 2001, a student stumbled on Mavis's chat room because he went online again and he wanted to go look for another victim because he was almost done with Brandes's meat. Oh my gosh, I don't even know how to like explain that or say it,
No.
But but this student that was in there, so obviously I think for the student it's just all fantasy. But then again, Meiwas, like his stories and his chats and his ad, it's very suspicious, like he was very detailed. So he alerted the German authorities. So they looked into it until the cops went to his home and searched the house and found body parts and the videotape of the killing. And then they went in the garden and they dug up and they found the skull and the internal organs. So he was arrested in December of 2002. On January 2009, he was convicted of manslaughter and sentenced to 8 years and 6 months in prison, because I guess there aren't any laws against or about cannibalism, so they don't know what to sentence him. And in the videotape, it showed that the victim was willing. That's why it was manslaughter. But in April 2005, a German court ordered a retrial after prosecutors appealed his sentence, arguing that he should have been convicted of murder because he killed for sexual gratification. And also at his trial, a psychologist stated that Meiwas could reoffend as he still had the fantasies about devouring the flesh of young people. So imagine, like, oh yeah, so after 8 years, I'm pretty sure you would still have those cravings, and we're going to just let you out and set you free until you find another victim.
I just don't understand how that's like, I mean, okay, going into this, I was like, okay, he was willing to do it, so whatever, right? But like, I wasn't sold on the murder thing. But I mean, it's murder. You know that he's gonna die from what you're doing. That's not. I think that's murder. And if you're out there like going back in the chat room trying to find somebody else to do it to, like, you're a serial killer. Right. Don't think that person should be out walking the streets with everybody else.
No, because it is scary. And even like in their chat, they're talking about like, yeah, it's not like I could just snatch somebody from the streets. So what if they let him out and then he couldn't find anyone from the chat room anymore? So that's what he's going to do, because he already had a taste of human flesh.
Yeah. You know? Then at that point, you turn into Dahmer and you start going to bars to meet guys, and you bring them back to your apartment, you drug them, and you kill them.
Exactly.
And eat them.
Wow. Exactly. But thankfully, on May 10, 2016, Meiwas was convicted of murder and sentenced to life in prison. So,
I'm going to say that's where he belongs.
Yeah. And what's crazy too is he said he wants to write a biography with the aim of deterring anyone wanting to follow in his footsteps. He said they should go for treatment so it doesn't escalate like it did with me. So I think at first they said like he didn't really regret what he did, like, but he admitted to like everything. But I think towards the end he kind of did, but he said I think he needed like mental help, I guess, or something, but nobody was there. And I think it had a lot to do with the mom not being there to tell him what to do and what not to do. So in his head, oh my gosh, I'm free and I have all these fantasies and I can do something about them, you know?
You know what it, like, I think, like, probably a control thing, because growing up, his mom had control of him all the way up into his adult life, where she went everywhere with him and she was constantly under his control. And dude had no coping mechanisms either, right? Like, she messed him up. He definitely needed some mental help. Way before. So I bet the whole cannibalism thing and killing people and eating them, that is like a control thing also. You know what I mean? Like, that's something in his life that he can control. So his mom messed him up when he was young and he needed some therapy, I'm going to say.
And I think it had to do with like, because the dad left the family, and then his half brothers left too. So I think in his heart, like, how do I keep people to stay, you know? So maybe he was thinking, if I eat them, then they will be with me forever, or I don't know. Along in those lines.
Like,
but
issues with people, like abandonment issues, like people leaving him.
Yeah.
And he had control issues. That's some scary stuff.
Yeah. And they said that he has since become a vegetarian. So now he's a vegetarian who won't eat meat.
Oh my God.
And that is super gruesome. But
that's
thankfully, I mean, it's so sad for his victim, Brandes, but thankfully he did not have any other ones.
Yeah, thank God. Not only one. That's so sad that anybody died at all, but it could have been a lot worse. It could have been so much worse if he hadn't gotten caught. I think he really would have turned into like a serial killer for sure.
I think so. Yeah. I think it would have escalated to him drugging somebody and just kidnapping someone. Yeah.
For sure. 100% that would have happened.
All right. So that is our very gruesome story about cannibalism. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the story, and please don't forget to like and subscribe.
And also turn on the notification bell so you're notified, and you can come hang out with your favorite moms on YouTube twice a week when we upload. And you can also follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Momsoncrime. And you can also email us if you have any story suggestions. Please email us at momsoncrime@gmail.com, or you can also leave it in the comments below if you have any interesting stories from your hometown that you think we should talk about. And that's all we have for today, guys. We'll see you next time.